All right, Joe. After playing this game for like 7 hours on Sunday, I think it's safe for us to do our goddamn review. That being said, man, Mortal Kombat 1, we're breaking it down here as our final review. Give me that countdown, Joe.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Toasty!
Get over here! Hi, I'm martial art master Daniel Casino. You know me as the original Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile, and Smoke. You are tuning in to NerdCage Live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Don't miss an episode or you'll get caged. So let's finish him.
This is Anthony Marquez, better known as Kung Lao for Mortal Kombat. Make sure to like and subscribe to NerdCage Live. Be there. Us.
Hey everybody, this is Dave Niebor from Dog Eat Dog, and you're watching NerdCage Live. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel. These are great guys doing what they love to do.
NerdCage Live and gaming are a perfect match!
Shoot the J, Joe.
Okay.
Shoot it!
All right.
Over on NerdCage Live on Twitch, Jay and Joe go live.
Call me Bazooka Joe.
It's all about you.
Kaboom!
Playing both old school and new school games every Tuesday night. Ooh, what a sight!
Jay, stop looking at her face and run.
But she's so beautiful.
So be sure to follow NerdCage Live on Twitch.
Run for your life, Joe. Run for your life, Joe.
Running.
Run faster. Oh no, Joe. The galaxy's doomed because of you.
To scratch your gaming itch.
Oh, nice kick, Joe.
Thank you.
Yo, that's diabolical. Wait. Yo!
That's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live.
Hi, I'm Leah Montalongo, the OG Sindel. Please like, subscribe to NerdCage Live.
Hey guys, it's the original Shao Kahn, Brian Glenn, and I'd like you to subscribe to NerdCage Live.
This is Ernie C. from Body Count. You're tuned in to NerdCage. Can you like and subscribe?
Greetings, citizens. You're now trapped in a nerd cage. We hope you have a smashing good time.
You're now about to witness the strength of Geek Knowledge. Hello, welcome, that's right. Once again, you are trapped in NerdCage Live. This channel is a celebration of all things pop culture, including yours truly, Mortal Kombat 1, as we're going to review it. Final review. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you for being here. Please share this with everyone you know. This helps us more than you know. I'm your co-host, Jay St. G, certified geek, 7 days a week. Coming to you live from the land of the orange, the land of Earth Crisis, and the land of Tom Cruise of Syracuse, New York. And always among us is the champion of the Elder Gods. You know him, you love him. He is our moderator and Trollhammer, stronger than a DK Banana Hammer. You can't stop it. You can't top it. You can't crop it. Like a B-52 bomber, Oppenheimer, he's gonna drop it. He's the NerdCage Live Gaming, Prophet born from the Atomic Seed, and the Titanium Movements. Joe from FallenOne Gaming, what's going on, my dude?
Yo, cannot wait to chop this up with you. We had an amazing time playing it for like 7 hours, so we got a lot to talk about.
You know what? That was one of the best live streams ever, even despite the fact that we had to wait for an update. It was cool reminiscing on old Mortal Kombat videos and talking about combat. So thank you to everybody who actually joined us on that stream. You can already know, might as well promote it, Joe. You can go over to the NerdCage Live, say it with me, Gaming channel, and the entire playthrough of story mode is there. Go to the 2-hour and 38-minute mark, and that's when we actually start playing the story mode, start to finish. Whole stream is there, and as you can see, we got our footage right here for your views and pleasure as we break the game down. But Joe, before we get into our review here, it's on both Twitch and YouTube. So twitch.tv/NerdCage Live or YouTube/ at NerdCage Live Gaming. It's there. I'll just say this though. Twitch will take it down in like a month, but it's there on YouTube forever.
Yes.
On our sub channel, not this channel, our sub channel. It's our simulcast. All right. But Joe, before we go over our review, Joe, we have a lot of stuff to promote, and it's Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yes, we do.
But first and foremost, Joe, last week's stream.
Yes, if you haven't already, check out Jay's one-on-one stream with Adam of Scry Productions.
Absolutely. And Joe, we just dropped a new video.
We did. It's probably our best food review to date. It is the food review of the Mortal Kombat 11 Ice Shatter and Scorpion Sting Mortal Kombat energy drinks. So that was a fun one. Yes. Elder God Tabmuck 99.
Absolutely. And of course, Joe, working on the video as we speak, but tomorrow, if it doesn't drop tomorrow, it'll definitely drop Friday. But Joe, our next video,
yes, is our unboxing of the Mortal Kombat 1 Collector's Edition.
Yes. And then over on Twitch on Friday.
Yes, we go back to Resident Evil 5 with more boulder punching action.
Yes, that's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live, and the plan is to start at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then, Joe, we have a makeup stream to do Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday we go back to God of War, where we will be doing a 4-hour stream of that to catch up.
Yes. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Joe, go ahead and plug in social media.
All right, if you want to get us on Twitter or Instagram, both handles are at @nerd_cage. Our link to our Discord is in the description. Become a member there as well. And our Facebook discussion group, that is NerdCage Nation. We love everything you guys put up there. No spoilers, no politics, and for God's sakes, keep it civil.
Absolutely, and if you haven't already, go to our TeePublic. We have Mortal Kombat NerdCage merchandise, like this awesome NerdCage Live Fatality pillow. Hold on, let me play a sound effect for that. Hold on, I got one for you guys. I got one for you. I gotta scroll through this. Fatality. And we also got t-shirts from Mortal Kombat. Check this out, guys. Here, I'm just gonna full screen myself one last time. Check it out. We have the Mortal Kombat arcade marquee. We got Mortal Kombat 1 Fatality, NerdCage Live wins. Mortal Kombat 2 Fatality, NerdCage Live wins. And Mortal Kombat 3 NerdCage Live Fatality. And of course, here is our regular shirt with the Strength of Geek Knowledge on the back. any size, any color, whether if you're a skinny booty call or a fat fuck, big or small, we love them all. We go from small all the way to 5XL. We also have magnets, hoodies, stickers, pillows. Go to the link to public link in the description. All right, let's just get right into it, Joe. Mortal Kombat 1. Joe, overall impression. Don't give a rating yet, but your overall impression.
I enjoyed it. It was fun to play. It's got some really good fighting mechanics, like it always should. And I enjoyed the characters that they had in the story mode and offline on the actual local play. But it did have its nuances and its flaws that can't be overlooked.
Yes. I tend to agree. We're pretty much on the same wavelength. I don't think this is the best Mortal Kombat game ever, and I don't even think it's the best Mortal Kombat game of the NetherRealm era. More on that later. I do think gameplay-wise, it's an improvement from Mortal Kombat 11. As much as I enjoyed Mortal Kombat 11, I had my issues with that one. But you can make the argument that graphically speaking, Mortal Kombat 11 looked better.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's the whole issue with the Switch, more on that later. But here's what makes this Mortal Kombat stand out. This game has a lot of replay value because of all the content they crammed in there. This by far has the most content. Now I'm not just talking about like playing the game, like extra content, extra options, extra gameplay modes. This has the most content of any Mortal Kombat game of the NetherRealm era. Although it still hasn't reached the Deception levels of content, but there's a lot in here to appreciate. I love the cameo system. I was skeptical at first, but I love it. I do have my nitpicks as well. Story mode is as fun as it was. It did kind of deflate me. More on that later. But overall, it's a solid entry. It's a solid and worthy entry of the series. And that being said, Joe, where do you want to start? Do you want to talk gameplay? Do you want to talk game modes? We'll save story for last. Let's leave story for last.
Okay.
But what do you want? Do you want to talk about the game modes? Do you want to talk gameplay? Do you want to talk the roster?
Let's start with something a little bit simpler, and let's start with the roster of characters.
Okay, this roster, I'm gonna just go right ahead and say it. I'm gonna give little mini ratings, and I'll do an overall rating at the end. I'm gonna give the roster 9 out of 10, and here's why. Nothing will ever surpass the MK Trilogy roster or the MK9 roster, the core characters from the first 3 games. Shout out to Doomzilla. Doomzilla just stopped in. But I'm gonna say this. This is what the roster should have been post Mortal Kombat 9. So we have a great collection of characters with a K from Mortal Kombat 4, Mortal Kombat 5, Deadly Alliance, and Mortal Kombat 6, Deception. The 3D era characters that we haven't seen in a while are finally back. I always felt that when Mortal Kombat X came out, that's the direction they should have went in. But no, the problem with Mortal Kombat 10 X and Mortal Kombat 11 is they kept rehashing the trilogy characters and then adding newcomers that weren't always the most appealing. It's not a diss, but like, I was never too big on like Kodo Khan, Jackie Briggs. Like, I like Cassie Cage, I like Aaron Black, not the retcon though, but like I felt like the new characters were kind of like hit and miss in between Mortal Kombat X and 11. I appreciate this game because they brought back characters that we haven't seen in a while. That was a brilliant move, and I'm very happy with that. So I think this is safe to say, as of right now, this is the best roster of the NetherRealm games that's not called Mortal Kombat 9. Mortal Kombat 9 will always have the best roster because it's the trilogy roster. But this comes second because this was the follow-up roster I wanted, and we finally got it.
I agree.
Highlights. So, Joe, what are some of your highlight characters? What characters do you like playing as? And what characters are you happy that are back?
It's weird because of the gameplay and being as different as it is from MK11. I'm finding myself being better with characters I didn't expect. Like, I am a complete badass with Baraka, and I never choose Baraka most of the time. So I think that was a pretty fun surprise. Raiden is absolutely badass.
Yes.
Liu Kang is good, but he's supposed to be. He's a god. So I mean, it's not like you expect to be good with him.
Yeah, Liu Kang is still Liu Kang.
Yeah. But yeah, there's some characters in there that they were really just kind of on the back burner for me, and then when I played them, I was like blown away at how good they were. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say Baraka, Raiden. Who else was I going? Sub-Zero playing better for me than Scorpion was really out there for me because Scorpion's usually my main.
Yeah.
So when I found myself being better with Sub-Zero, I was like, oh, this is completely different. You know, so I had a lot of those moments with the character lineup.
Yeah, and I will say that Scorpion and Sub-Zero, I hate their story though. We'll get on that later. But as far as gameplay goes, this is the best they've ever been in a long ass time. Because I felt like not so much Mortal Kombat 9, but I feel like Mortal Kombat X and 11 ruined Sub-Zero and Scorpion for me personally, gameplay wise. So it's great to they got that classic feel back. Raiden is obviously my main. Although I'm not wild about his design, his story I can live with. I'm not too wild about his design. But my God, Raiden plays like what Raiden, like in Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Like Raiden feels like that again, where I can combo into the torpedo and of course you got a lot of those lightning moves that he had in Mortal Kombat X and 11. But I just feel like Raiden's smooth. So yeah, Raiden was a standout for me. Reptile was a standout for me because Reptile, again, he's got the force ball. You know, he's got the slide. He's got the acid spit. Like, these characters feel like what they're supposed to be. Again, I rocked with Baraka, especially with his rainbow move, the rainbow motion that he does.
I like this jump spin move. I think that's awesome.
I really wasn't. I wanted to be good with Astra. I wasn't. I'm going to have to try her again. I wanted to be good with Astra because I'm excited she's back. Like I said, Liu Kang still plays like Liu Kang. Kung Lao. I'm going to have to try Kung Lao again. I like how Kung Lao played, but I think Johnny Cage plays great.
Yeah. See, I'm noticing is there's certain characters that you're good with right off the bat, and there are certain ones that provide a learning curve to once you've learned everything, then you can be good with them, but it takes a while.
Yeah, but I just feel like with Raiden and Reptile and Baraka, I was able to just jump right in, use the legacy special moves and the combos. Again, very similar to Mortal Kombat 11, except there's also a real emphasis on air combos. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm always gonna love the dialogue combo system from Mortal Kombat 3. Will always be my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Mortal Kombat 9 would probably be second. This would be third. The combos feel better than they did in the previous two games. Again, I think this game, gameplay-wise, is miles above X and 11. Miles.
And let me just say that the brutalities are much easier to pull off in this than they were in 11.
Yes, but I feel like the fatalities are too easy. And
they're a little easier.
I feel like they did the same thing in Mortal Kombat 11. I think I prefer the fatalities to be more challenging to input. Because that's what made Mortal Kombat special, is that you had to be skilled to do a fatality. I feel like this game kind of catered to the pussies. Like, oh, it's too hard. Well, let's make it easy for you. That's kind of a letdown for me personally. But, then again, I'm a old school Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I think it was more of like, back in the Midway days, you had to be skilled because it was almost a reward to get to do one.
Yeah.
Now, we want to showcase what they look like because that's the draw for the game. So they want to make it as easy as possible to get you to do them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
before we move on, Joe, what 1 through 10, what would you give this roster?
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. The only reason I give it a little lower is the fact that I think everyone's in the same boat as me, which we'll probably never see this, but everyone wants that kind of roster that you get in a Mugen, where you have almost everyone. Like, I mean, the entire screen is filled up with characters, and I don't think we'll ever get that. I think Trilogy was as close as we ever got. And I don't think we'll ever get that caliber of roster ever again. But this roster itself was pretty balanced. So I can't complain.
Okay, if I can counter you, Joe. One of the things that always made Mortal Kombat appealing to me as a franchise was, for the most part, up until the last few years though, well, actually now, I always felt like Mortal Kombat did a good job of, like, putting characters to rest and then bringing them back a few games later. That was always the appeal to me. I don't want to see the same characters over and over and over again. I know I know you're the opposite end of me. You want to see everybody. You like the Mugens and the trilogies. Me, I like it when some characters go away and some characters come back. It's just, there's something about. That's why I liked this roster. There's something so surreal about seeing Reiko again, seeing Havoc again, seeing Ashra again. It was surreal. You saw how nuts I went when Fujin came back in 11. Like, I kind of like it when they bring back legacy characters from Kombat's past. So that's why I'm giving this roster a 9 out of 10, because this is the follow-up roster I wanted for the most part.
Yeah, I just think that
there's still a few that are missing, but then again, we have DLC coming.
Sometimes when you get rid of those characters, though, it takes away from, like, if somebody, like, to give you an example, I had somebody over the other day that was playing the game, and he was disappointed because his main has always been Kano, and Kano's now a cameo character, so he can't put it as his main. So he was deflated on that, and it's like, I could see where they're coming from, where some of the characters that you used to main as, you can't main as in this game because they're not available. Or they're just cameo.
I get it, but I remember Mortal Kombat 2 didn't have Sonya and Kano. Mortal Kombat 3, before Trilogy came out, didn't have Raiden. Didn't have Baraka. Then we got Mortal Kombat 4. We didn't have Cabal, we didn't have Stryker. So, like, some characters are going to take a back seat. I'm a little surprised Kano did, but I'm not crying about it. But then again, Kano's not, like, my favorite. He's my main MK9, but I'm just saying, like, overall, like, he's never been, like, my favorite. So, we will see. But yeah, I think we can move on from the roster now. So Joe, where do you want to take the breakdown next?
Let's go to the game modes.
Okay.
Okay.
Go. All right, kick it off.
Let's start with Invasion.
You've been playing more of this.
Yeah, let's start with Invasion mode. When I started Invasion mode, I thought, dude, this is fresh. It's new. It's got some really cool elements to it and everything. You get to go through each of the areas there in different realms and everything, and it had a backstory of its own, so it was kind of cool. But as you go through it more and more, it's literally just breaks down to being modifier matches. And every single match is a different modifier match. And you do have that, you have I don't know if you played it yet, you have the secret fights. Remember how you used to get secret fights in, like the original Mortal Kombat and stuff with Reptile and stuff? They brought that back. They also brought to where it's almost like an RPG. You'll be walking from one spot to another, and all of a sudden the screen will crack away, and you'll have an ambush fight.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. But the thing is, because it's always a one-on-one fight, or sometimes it's just an endurance fight, it tends to be repetitive. Like, if you're playing it for a very long period of time, you're going to get burnt out eventually.
Yeah.
So it's cool, but like I said, it's repetitive. So it's tough to say that it's not great, you know?
Yeah. And then, of course, we have the regular challenge towers.
Yeah, the regular challenge towers are what they always are.
I do have one complaint. I do have a complaint. And I'm sorry to interrupt you. And it's bothered me. This has been a problem since Mortal Kombat 3.
Okay.
We haven't had a tower where you fight every character on the roster since Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah.
Let me explain. Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, you had to fight everybody. In fact, Mortal Kombat 1, now you had to fight everybody, but there was an emphasis on the mirror match. You had the three endurance fights, and of course, Goro and Shang Tsung. Mortal Kombat 2, you fought everybody. Then if you were lucky to unlock fight the Jade fight, then Shang Tsung, Kentaro, Shao Kahn, you fought everybody. This is what bothered me, and they haven't fixed it since. Mortal Kombat 3, they would give you the three options: a novice, warrior, and champion. Even if you pick champion, you fight 10 warriors, not the entire roster. And it was the same with Mortal Kombat Ultimate MK3, it was the same with Mortal Kombat 4. And then the huge problem with the 3D era, there was just one fucking tower, and that was 10 characters. Mortal Kombat 9 comes out. Same thing. Champion, novice, or warrior. We haven't had a tower where you fight everybody. So in this game, it gives you novice, warrior, champion. Champion, you fight 10. Then you have the endurance, where you fight as many as you can before you die. And then
the survival,
And then there's survival.
And then there's endless.
I know, but why can't we get a regular tower that has the entire roster? That's what I want. I wish.
Now I do have to say that they do have the mirror match in the tower now.
Yes.
The only thing, they don't really emphasize it like it's a mirror match, but you can tell it's a mirror match.
Yeah.
And then they have towers. I hate to go back to what I was talking about before, but in invasion mode, they have towers in there. They actually add test your might to the towers.
Yes.
So that's kind of cool too. But I think what was it in the challenge mode in 9 was probably one of the best things. It's not really a tower, but it gave you more to do, you know? So if they had a tower like that, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah, I love the challenge tower from Mortal Kombat 9. 300 fucking levels. That was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And of course, there's also online. Now here's the thing. I'm not gonna bash the online mode. I hear there's been problems with it, but you know what? There's gonna be problems at launch. That's why they had the early releases and this and that.
Yeah, and you're always going to have your hardcore fighting game community people that are going to bitch about rollback netcode.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Speed. That's always going to be an issue. So I'm not going to crucify the online. Online's just online. It is what it is. I don't think online mode will ever be perfect. I think as long as we are gamers and living in this network and the internet, I don't think we're ever gonna have. I mean, the best way to play a fighting game is to play local co-op, local couch.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna have connection issues. You're not gonna have rage quit. That's just so.
And as they get this anti-cheat technology wrenched in, it actually slows your connection even further.
Yeah.
Because it slows it on the server side.
All right, so Joe, I'm gonna let you handle this part. Well, actually, we can both chime in, and we're gonna leave story out of it. But as far as game modes is concerned, 7.5.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a 7 just because before I knew what was coming, I was expecting something like the Crypt to come back. So I wasn't exactly let down that they took it away, but I was surprised that they switched it up. And
Mortal Kombat 11 had the best Crypt we ever got.
Oh yeah, and I was so hoping for a conquest mode, and we didn't get one.
Yeah, here's the thing: you got instead of conquest mode, we got invasion mode. So you got. Yeah. That's why I say, like, I do believe this may be the best content in the NetherRealm era. But man, Mortal Kombat Deception gave us puzzle combat, chess combat, conquest, online, regular, and of course the Crypt.
Don't forget about Motor Combat.
Well, that was Armageddon.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But we haven't gotten that much content, that much value ever since.
Yeah.
Which is why I think a 7.5 is fair.
I think it's fair, yeah.
Alright. And I guess we can get to the last part. Anything else before we get to story mode? Because there's lots to break down here. Is there anything else before we move on to story mode?
Unless you want to, like, do a fatality, brutality breakdown, I think story modes is probably all we got.
We're always... My complaint with the fatalities is the same complaint I had since Mortal Kombat X. The fatalities are getting drawn out.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see it for the first time. But when you play online and you play one-player mode and you're doing the same 1, 2, 3 fatalities over and over and over again, and it's drawn out, this is why I prefer the brutalities, because they're boom. Back in the day, Mortal Kombat fatalities were just boom. They just went for the kill. Yep. Now they have to do this elaborate cutscene. And I'm just getting tired of it. So, again, it's cool to see him for the first time. But at this point, really, nothing shocks me anymore. I mean, these are, we've been playing this for so long. I just feel like they're getting drawn. Like I said, they're great to see it for the first time, but then it gets drawn out. And that's all I really got. If there's anything you want to chime in or anything you want to add to that?
I think I would have had more fun with the fatalities had we not been spoiled by most of them in the trailers.
Yeah. And, okay, so, story mode. This is the bread and butter. And let me just start by saying that what makes me a Mortal Kombat fan, Joe? Yes, the violence and the cool-looking characters is what got my attention back in 1992, 1993. That's what got my attention. But what kept me going all these years is the stories and the relationships, the tournament outcomes. I actually cared. Mortal Kombat... Street Fighter never really did that. At least not until recently. But, like... Mortal Kombat has always had a terrific story from the jump. And that's what's kept me going all these years. So every time we get a new Mortal Kombat, ever since Mortal Kombat vs. DC, every time we get a new Mortal Kombat game, the first thing I do is to play the story mode to see where the canon story unfolds. That being said, let me just reiterate, we played story mode start to finish this past Sunday. You can check out the whole entire stream on NerdCage Live. Say it with me. Gaming! And, of course, NerdCage Live on Twitch. You can watch our entire playthrough. In fact, what you're seeing right now in the screen below is ripped right out of our playthrough. So this story mode was the longest ever. And it was definitely... probably the most interesting ever, because we're in a new era. And for the first time ever, we're getting all new origins. Some I liked, some I did not like. Some characters I thought were portrayed brilliantly. Some characters I wasn't too wild about how they portrayed. There are some characters where I dig the looks, and there's some characters where I did not dig the looks. That being said, when we start the story mode, it was cool seeing like new origins. For example, an origin of Kung Lao's hat. They really did Johnny Cage justice with his portion of the story. I love seeing Liu Kang as the overseer. I love Liu Kang. I'm gonna say this. Besides Kuai Liang Sub-Zero, I think Liu Kang has definitely had a really, really fun arc. From becoming the champion, then becoming a zombie, and then becoming a revenant, and then becoming a god. Liu Kang has had a tremendous, crazy turmoil, yet fun story. And this probably may be my favorite version of Liu Kang we ever got. I love this new version of Liu Kang.
Yeah, me too.
So that being said, when we saw that, we'll get to the major spoiler in a little bit, that Liu Kang's story was in fact the canon ending, I'm like, all right, let's start over, let's start fresh, let's see where we go from here. I was interested in what they did, and it kept me going. Seeing Liu Kang promote and recruit his core 4, then Raiden being his champion, and then we go from the tournament, which again the Mortal Kombat tournament's completely different now, and the relationship
it didn't last that long in the story itself.
So we went from a quick tournament, and here's what was interesting too was, in this timeline, as I expected, Earthrealm was more powerful than the Outworld, which is crazy because this is the first time in Mortal Kombat history it's been like that. I was fine with that because it makes sense in the context of Liu Kang is the overseer and the keeper of time. It only makes sense that Earthrealm would be more powerful than Outworld for the first time ever. I was okay with that just this one time because I was expecting it. So the tournament was brief, and then we went from a tournament to a manhunt. This is where it started to lose me a little bit. I did not mind the fact that Shang Tsung we were hunting down Shang Tsung. What made me a little irritated was, well, I thought for sure there was going to be someone pulling the strings behind the scenes that wasn't Shang Tsung. I was ready for a new, either for A, bringing back Onaga, or B, an entirely new threat that Liu Kang did not foresee, that gave rise to a new power that we haven't seen before. That's what I was expecting. We didn't get that. In fact, we basically got a repeat of history. So what happened was, spoiler alert, just like in Mortal Kombat 11 where Kronika merged timelines, now Shang Tsung merged timelines.
I even would have been okay if what was shown to us in the beginning was true and Kronika didn't die and she was pulling the strings still. I would have even kind of been okay with that because she's a Titan and could have led to other Titans and stuff like that. But instead, you find out the biggest spoiler is that it's not Kronika. It's Shang Tsung pretending to be Kronika using the Damashi shit from Deception.
Yeah, that was very disappointing. Not to mention, and you said it live on air, Joe, that the animators and the voice actors were trying so hard to replicate Cary Tagawa.
Yes.
That bothered me.
Which can't be done. It can't be done.
Well, they started rehashing the Deadly Alliance. They started rehashing the Unbeatable Army, which wasn't Onaga. It was Emperor Ying.
Emperor Ying, but I'm quite sure that's not referencing Onaga, because I don't know if maybe in this new timeline or something, I don't know if maybe that's like the human version. I don't know how to. They didn't tell us much about it, so it's kind of hard to draw conclusions from it. But I have a hard time believing that Onaga isn't there somewhere. I mean, they still call it the Dragon Army.
I know, but that was a missed opportunity. Like, we could have. I don't think anybody would have been mad if this game if Mortal Kombat 13 led to Onaga. I don't think anybody would have been mad. In fact, I would have lost my mind. So that was disappointing because I was expecting a new threat, or at least a threat we haven't seen in a while. But no, we have to have the same Shang Tsung, a lesser Shang Tsung because it's not Terry Tagawa, and it was
at this point. At this point, I don't know if I'm jumping the gun by saying this. I think there's only one way you save this. And the only way I can think that you can save this, add another threat, and keep it going to where they go, okay, you redeemed yourself, is if the realms were to merge back together, like all of them, become the one being, and merge all the timelines into one.
I mean, yeah, but the bottom line is I'm tired of this timeline merging shit. I'm tired.
Well, what I'm saying is you would only have one timeline left. Like, you'd only have one timeline, so you don't have to worry about the whole multiverse shit. And you have the biggest threat possible because you have the one being now.
I mean, I think that would have been better than what we got.
Yeah.
But but again, I just want to reiterate, I'm tired of this timeline bullshit. I'm tired of it. I just wanted this to be Liu Kang's new era. That's what I wanted. But I don't know. I think the writing was a little wonky. Now, before we get to the final part, which I kind of had a problem, as amusing as it was cringe. But before we get to that, my other big issue is I hate the new Scorpion and Sub-Zero retcon change.
Okay, now I do have to say something about that. If it's true what I read, and it came directly from the story director from the other realm, he said that this idea of making Scorpion and Sub-Zero brothers and using Kuai Liang to do it has been around for a very long time and actually came from the mind of John Tobias.
Yes, Tabmog99 confirmed that, yes.
Yes, and his reasoning behind it is because he wanted to squash the rivalry. And he figured what better way to do it than to make them brothers.
Here's the thing.
I think the execution was off, to be honest.
Well, here's the thing. I just said it earlier. Kuai Liang is probably the best written character in Mortal Kombat history, in my opinion. I know you say Scorpion. I say it's Kuai Liang.
Mm-hmm.
And now they took that away. The most interesting character of Mortal Kombat has now been changed, and I don't.
And I agree with you. I agree with you that I'm more upset that Kuai Liang's original build-up of his story is now just gone.
Yeah.
Rather than being upset that Hanzo's not Scorpion, that I can deal with.
And that was the other thing I'm going to get to. You've always said that the reason why Scorpion appeals to you is the revenge aspect.
Yes.
And you could also say the redemption arc as well.
Mm-hmm.
We no longer have that.
Yeah.
I think next to Sub-Zero and Liu Kang, I think Scorpion is the next best written character.
Yeah. And here's another spoiler.
Anyway, what I'm saying is the best written characters have been taken away from us.
Yeah. And here's another spoiler for Scorpion, but like you said, the endings aren't canon. But if it were, it would make sense because the ending for I think it's Smoke's ending, if I remember correctly. You find out that Kuai Liang, Scorpion, and Smoke found and trained Hanzo to be the next Scorpion.
Well, we'll see if that turns out to be canon when when that happens, but
yeah, and he was like 10 years old at the time, I think, or something like that.
yeah.
Hanzo was.
Anyway, I'm just saying, as far as the retcons go, that was my least favorite. I still don't like it. It's hard. As a longtime fan, it was hard for me to stomach.
Yeah.
I was fine with Kitana and Melina. I was fine with it. It wasn't my favorite, but I didn't hate it either. I liked I think Sindel was improved because I hated her in 11.
Mm.
I hated the whole Jared and Ermac arc.
Mm-hmm.
The reason being is I didn't like Jared being such a soft, like, okay, honey, do whatever you want. I didn't like that.
And not only that, but you don't just get rid of all the rest of Ermac's souls and go, oh yeah, he's just gonna get taken over by this one. You know?
Yeah, but in
Ermac
the
is a legion of souls.
in the original timeline, Jared was one of the souls of Ermac. That was in the original timeline.
Yes.
But he just never took over.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. How did you feel about Shao Kahn being Sindel's general?
You mean Sindel's bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was kind of he's even in a reset timeline. You know, you could tell he's trying to, you know, be the old Shao Kahn. I want to be the frickin' emperor, but he's got the power to do it. And the fact that he's just, oh yeah, yes, dear, no, dear. You know, that's not Shao Kahn.
Yeah, I honestly, they should have just left Shao Kahn out completely.
Mm.
Or maybe just like he appears later
And
on.
they nerfed his gameplay. I'm sure you noticed that because they learned from MK11 how powerful it can be if he's not nerfed. So they nerfed the hell out of it right from the get-go this time.
Yeah, and also I hate the fucking horns and the look. If I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
Yeah, I'm hoping when they have these cosmetics and stuff, they can give him a look that doesn't have that.
All right, and this is where the game really lost me. Again, thrilled to see Natara back. Hated Megan Fox.
I love the look. I hate the voice. Well, I hate
the backlash. The backlash
if you want to call it
has been crazy. So I'm not the only one bitching. The backlash has been incredible. I'm glad they kept Ashra consistent. I liked Lee May's new story. I didn't care for Tanya's new story. Like I said, I was fine with the core 4. Like the whole, I wish Raiden looked cooler, but I was fine with Raiden's new story. I was fine with Kung Lao, Johnny Cage, and you know what? I actually enjoyed this version of Kenshi.
Yeah.
Really, what lost me the most was Shao Kahn, and of course Scorpion and Sub-Zero is what lost me the most. But the rest of it worked for the most part. I mean, we already talked about the whole Shang Tsung thing. Is there anybody in the story that I'm missing before we get to to the end of the story?
Serena?
Well, she was a cameo. But
well,
it was
yeah,
cool to
she was
see her
in the story. Though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, her origin didn't really change drastically, really.
Yeah. Rain was like a throwaway. He was in there for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I didn't really care for this version of Rain.
Yeah.
Didn't really do anything for me personally. You know, Shang Tsung, you know, we kind of already elaborated on that.
Yeah. And one thing I do want to touch upon is another thing that I read, and I think it was straight from Ed Boon, is he basically said that if he had an unlimited supply of money, he would have made every single character based off an actual celebrity. Which, I don't know, there's a mixed response to that. Like, some people are saying, well, you might have the Megan Fox thing happen with multiple characters, and that would suck.
That's exactly it. That's where I'm going to get at. Voice actors are voice actors for a reason.
Yeah.
Megan Fox.
Now, one I would have liked to see, though.
Not only that Megan Fox is a bad actress, she's probably even worse as a voice actress. That being said, I don't want multiple fucking bad dialogue characters and bad deliveries.
Now, one that I would have enjoyed seeing, at least the likeness anyway, is obviously Keanu Reeves Kenji. I think would have been.
Well, that's different. Like, Keanu Reeves is not going to phone it in, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you can guarantee me that we're going to get home runs with every actor portraying a Mortal Kombat character, if you can guarantee me a home run, then great. But the problem is, you lost me with Ronda Rousey, and you really hurt yourself even more with Megan Fox. You know, I mean, it was cool having Stallone as Rambo, but Rambo really doesn't belong in Mortal Kombat, in my opinion. And of course, you got a Arnold impersonator, like.
Oh yeah, and it's funny. It's funny you say that because I don't know if you played the Predator Hunting Grounds, but Arnold didn't lend his voice to Mortal Kombat, but lent his voice to the Predator Hunting Grounds game.
Yeah, so that's just it. Like, if I think it's too much of a risk, I say get the best voice actors and voice actresses and stick with it. Yeah.
And sometimes these new and upcomers are better than you would get with a celebrity.
Yeah.
You know?
So
I think
overall,
even though they got
overall the voice acting was good, just
Megan
Fox was fucking awful.
Here's another thing. Jean-Claude Van Damme, looking like Jean-Claude Van Damme is one thing. And sounding like him was a fun thing, having his voice lent to it. But I still think the best voice for Johnny Cage is the one we actually have for the original model.
Yeah.
I think he just does so much better with voicing Johnny Cage. He just does.
Yeah. And to wrap up story mode in a bow, the finale. Well, I'll just talk about the finale and the post-credit scene real quick. Don't get me wrong, Joe. I got a good laugh out of it, but it was stupid. The whole merging of chaotic timelines and crossover characters. What I mean by crossover characters, you know, your Quan Kang, your Queen Lizard, your John Connor. It was funny, but it was really cringe and unnecessary. I didn't like it. It was funny, but I didn't like it.
I think they overdid it. Like, they had too many fights with that. Like, they could have done, like, 2 or 3, called it a day, said, okay, the joke is over. Instead, they just kept it going, and I think that was what the issue was.
Yeah. And then, of course, you know, I end up picking Raiden, and then, of course, at the end, we see the core 4 back together, Liu Kang going back to whatever he was going to do.
Yep.
Now, the post-credit scene... I know you and I have talked up Havoc, and I love Havoc, but I'm still a little iffy about this so-called Lord Havoc. And now, if what they're gonna do is, if they're gonna do what I think they're gonna do is, they're gonna merge all these characters, like all these crossover characters for the next game. Because I don't know if I want that.
No, I don't want that either. I don't want them to make the joke into an entire game. That would be terrible. But if you have Havoc like a sub-villain, you know, like Quan Chi was to Shinnok, and you have him bring a bigger villain into it, like if you have Havoc lead to Onaga, that would be kind of cool, something like that.
Yes, that would be epic. I would love that.
Yeah.
So after I got time to sleep on it, Joe, story mode, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. I slept on it. I was thinking about it at work all day yesterday and today. I was high when I started playing it, and then the more I thought about it, I think as much as I hated some of the shit in 11, I really enjoyed the aftermath. Yeah, this gets a 6 out of 10 for me. The story gets 6 out of 10. Joe, what are you doing? What are you giving it?
I'll just gotta bump it up just a little, just because I enjoyed the playthrough of the story, and I'm probably gonna play through it again.
Well, yeah, you have to because you need Havoc.
I know. So I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10, and I kind of hope, just to redeem themselves, they do another DLC story to kind of hash some stuff out.
Yeah. So to put this final review in the bow, Joe. So as I said, roster I gave a 9, content I gave a 7.5, story I'm giving a 6, gameplay, what did I say? 9? I don't remember.
I think so.
So overall, to put this game overall in a bow, I think this game, and I'm strictly speaking out of Mortal Kombat standards, I think this game's worthy, and I might change my mind a little bit later, but as of right now, 8.5 out of 10 is my final rating for Mortal Kombat 1. It's not the best Mortal Kombat ever. It's not even the best NetherRealm game ever. That still goes to Mortal Kombat 9. But there's a lot of stuff I like more than X and 11. And there's some stuff I liked more in 11 than I did in this. But overall, as a whole, I think this is probably the best NetherRealm game. Because the gameplay is so damn good and the roster's so goddamn good, I gotta put this above 11. So Mortal Kombat 9 will always be the best NetherRealm game. This is probably the second best NetherRealm game. 8.5 out of 10. That's my final rating. Joe, what do you got?
Yeah, and I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I liked 11 a little better than this, so I think I gave 11 like a 9 out of 10, and 9 will always be, like you said, the best NetherRealm game to date. So that's probably another 9.5 for me. And the only Mortal Kombat that ever gets a 10 from me is Trilogy.
Yeah, for me that'll be Mortal Kombat 2, and then for me it'll always be Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 9, then Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and then I'd probably do Shaolin Monks, and then this one.
Yeah.
But I am enjoying the ride. I'm looking forward to the DLC. So the Homelander, Omni-Man, John Cena's Peacemaker. I really hope we get more characters. I'm hoping we get Fujin, and I'm hoping we get Kai as DLC.
Yeah.
And now, Joe, have you seen the DLC leak the other day?
I think you told me about it. I don't think I actually saw it.
So it's Conan the Barbarian and Ghostface Killer from Scream.
Ghostface. I'm not really hyped up about Ghostface because that's just the guy in a costume. It's not any supernatural real thing. And as far as Conan goes, I mean, that's cool and everything, but we've already had like our Arnold arc.
I'll say this: if they get Arnold to voice it, I'm okay with it. But story-wise, it doesn't make any sense. But
yeah,
if they get Arnold to do the voice, I'll give it a chance. But I can't. Again, I hate guest characters, but it's something I learned to live with. That being said, though, I am looking forward to Omni-Man and Homelander because I'm a huge Boys and I'm a huge Invincible fan. And it's just amazing how just a couple years ago we had Tablock99 on this platform talking about the Boys, and here we are seeing Homelander in Mortal Kombat with Anthony Starr likeness and voice.
Yeah. Now here's an idea for you for guest characters that might pique your interest if they were to ever do it. They've already had Christopher Lambert voice something, voice Raiden last time in 11.
Yeah.
I think it would be kind of cool to have Connor McLeod.
I could live with that. I mean, I wouldn't be mad. I could live with that.
Yeah. I mean, you know what his fatal's gonna be.
Yeah.
You already know what his fatality's gonna be.
Yeah, I don't know. It just looks like I said, something I have to learn to live with. I'll never like the idea of guest characters, but it's something I learned to live with.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope, if I have any more requests, can we at least get some guest characters from other video games? Like, can we get, like, Marcus Phoenix?
Different types of crossovers.
Or Fulgore from Killer Instinct.
Oh, yeah.
Joanna Dark. Like, can we get, like, you know, we had Kratos. Like, come on, like, bring, instead of movie characters, bring us some video games.
Yeah, gaming crossovers would be nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Sure.
Doom. Yeah, Doom guy. Yeah, like, come on. That's what I want to fucking see.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's pretty much it, guys. Joe, let's just go over what we got. Let's just recap everything real quick. So, again, this is, we overall pleased with Mortal Kombat 1, but not without its flaws and its problems. And we look forward to playing more of the game on Twitch, you know, doing the other modes. Of course, if there's going to be more DLC, we'll probably do that. I'm sure me and Joe will do some versus matches down the road. But, Joe, our energy drink video.
Well, you want to start with Adam?
Yeah, I'll start with Adam.
Yeah, okay. So if you haven't seen it already, check out our live stream where Jay went one-on-one with Adam from Scry Productions.
Yep, and our newest video that dropped on Monday.
Yes, check out our food review for the Mortal Kombat 11 Ice Shatter and Scorpion String energy drinks with Elder God Tabmach 99. That skit was amazing.
Yes, it was. Thank you, Joe. I really worked hard on that. And then, well, you did too, because you were in it. So I'm just saying editing as a bitch. And then, Joe, we got an unboxing video. Hopefully we'll drop tomorrow. If not, or Friday. It'll be either tomorrow or Friday. It shouldn't take me long to do. I have all the footage. I just got to mix it.
Our unboxing of the Mortal Kombat 1 Collector's Edition.
Absolutely. And then, Joe, Friday, back on Twitch.
Yes, Friday we are back on Twitch with more Resident Evil 5 boulder punching action.
And we're going to do a makeup stream Saturday.
Yes, 4 hours this time of God of War 2 so we can catch up.
Yes. All right, Joe, plug in social media.
All right, if you want to get us on Twitter or Instagram, both handles are at @nerd_cage. Our link to our Discord is in the description. Become a member there as well. And our Facebook discussion group, that is NerdCage Nation. We love everything you guys put up there. No spoilers, no politics, and for God's sakes, keep it civil.
Yes, and of course, be sure to get yourself a NerdCage Live t-shirt. We got Mortal Kombat ones, including this design. So go to our TeePublic, and I'm just gonna throw it out there right now. If you show up to Twitch on Friday, there is a good chance, if I get everything done, we have some big reveals coming up. We have a shit ton of shit coming up in October and November. So I'm hoping Friday, if not Saturday, Joe, we will reveal all of the October shows. Guys,
nice.
Strap in. NerdCage Live is on the rise. We're gonna have all new guests and all new. We're gonna have some all new guests and some returning guests and some watch parties and some crazy shit happening. I wish I could tell you guys right now, but I can't because I don't have the reveals to show you. Trust me, Joe, the NerdCage Nation's in for a treat.
Stay tuned, you're going to love it.
Absolutely. That being said, we please ask you to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and spread that shit like Shao Kahn's Empire. So the USA, from yours truly, the land of the orange, Syracuse, New York, and to all our friends and family around the world at NerdCage Live and NerdCage Live Gaming. Enjoy life, stay safe, eat your vegetables, do your push-ups, keep playing Mortal Kombat, fuck math, and fuck Megan Fox's awful voice acting, and good night. All right, and we'll see you guys on Twitch Friday night. And remember, get trapped in the cage.
NerdCage Live and gaming are a perfect match.
Shoot the J, Joe. Okay. Shoot it! All right!
Over on NerdCage Live on Twitch, Jay and Joe go live.
Call me Bazooka Joe.
It's all about you.
Kaboom!
Playing both old school and new school games every Tuesday night. Ooh, what a sight!
Jay, stop looking at her face and run. But she's so beautiful.
So be sure to follow NerdCage Live on Twitch.
Run for your life, Joe. Run for your life, Joe.
Running!
Run faster! Oh no, Joe! The galaxy's doomed because of you!
To scratch your gaming itch.
Oh, nice kick, Joe.
Thank you.
Yo, that's f***ing diabolical. Wait. Yo!
That's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live.
Ooh, trying to get out of the NerdCage, are ya? Well, before you go, hit that subscribe button. And if you're really intrigued, ring that bell. Thank you for dropping by. Until next time, tell everyone you know about NerdCage Live!